I'm Michael Pearce, and the exhibit is going into the Kwan Fong Gallery in September, and it's called The Principle, which is a reference to alchemy. There are symbols in alchemy which are deeply thought out symbols of spiritual growth. And in fact, the whole practice of alchemy can be seen as a framework for spiritual growth. The idea that alchemy is simply a process for making gold out of base matter is really not quite right. In the paintings, I generally make use of a symbolic process coming from alchemy. The symbols that I use tend to express an approach to divinity. I'm looking for God, if you like. I would put my stuff more closely aligned to the work of Odd Nerdrum or the kitsch artists that are around today. I think they have a lot more to say and a lot more to bring to the dialogue that's going on in contemporary art. Strangely, they're totally outsiders. A lot of the universities haven't got any patience at all for figurative painters who are using old-fashioned techniques. I'm okay being kind of an outsider in the contemporary art world. That's fine with me. It doesn't seem to stop people appreciating and buying my work, in spite of what the majority of the art world might think. I think there's a movement towards figurative painting afoot right now. There's a huge amount of people who are very, very interested in traditional technique and traditional methods of painting. I find that teaching the students and painting my work is a very helpful and healthy setup because it forces me to recognize my process and think about what I'm doing in order to explain that to the students. They can see what I'm trying to explain to them in their work. You know, when they're making a painting, I can say, hey, look, I'm doing it right here. This is it. I want you to try and do this, figure this out. The Aviator's Dream. This one's a strange piece, and it kind of grew as I painted. There are actually three stories going on. Amelia Earhart is the figure in the foreground. Then in the middle ground you've got Daedalus and Icarus. And then in the far background you've got the Twin Towers and smoke rising after the planes have hit them. So you've got three great aviation disasters, if you like, or myths happening in the same piece. I think it's a lot of it is to do with the mythic proportions that have hit us with the World Trade Center. It's an event that's going to become of mythic proportions in the future. So I've put these myths together in one piece. If I've tried to understand anything about the nature of God in the paintings, it's that God is far bigger than we can understand, and that ultimately a mystical approach to God is really the only approach to God, placing God at a great distance, but also placing God within you when you examine your role in the universe with God. If there's any success in the paintings, I hope that that's what it is.